welcome to Midnight Slumber. I am your host, Zach Miller. Join me as we take a journey through the alternate realities that take place after midnight. The story for this episode deals with ancient Egypt. Mummies and curses come to life as our adventurers seek something beyond the mortal realm. Enjoy the story called Egyptian Blue Wolf. The sun is starting to rise, and I am trying to finish up a school report. My hands feel heavy, my eyes are red and weighed down. Even though I am my younger self again, I know I should not have procrastinated to finish this report. Pulling all-nighters is something no one should do. I zip around on the internet trying to find the last bit of information to summarize this report, but I have a hard time finding anything more on the Egyptian Blue Wolf. A loud knocking comes from my bedroom door, startling me with what little adrenaline I have left. The door creaks open, and my mother pokes her head into the room. She's dressed in a bright red sundress and a big hat made of bamboo. She asks me if I have finished my report, and in embarrassment, I tell her no. To my surprise, she just smiles and says,
"Well, your father and I and the rest of the family are going to go on vacation. I guess you will just have to join us next time."
With that, she shuts the door and is gone. I hear the car start up outside and take off with urgency without me. I am a little bewildered by this, but I also know I am not alone. I can feel something else lurking in the house as I can hear small creaks and low, heavy breathing outside my door. The presence feels heavy and is unwanted. I try to finish typing up the report so that maybe I can call them and they will come back for me before whatever is here comes into my room. A violent, loud knocking comes from my door. My head jerks up from my pillow, and I realize I had just been dreaming all this. I rub my eyes trying to get them to focus. I struggle to open and see anything in my room as it is dark. Also, I am back in my normal body. I still have reports to do, but they are for work and not school, nor are they due anytime soon. I shout, "Come in!" to whoever was knocking, but no one does. I slowly get out of bed and make my way to the door. As I open it, I expect my dad or my mom to be standing there as I can see their shadows coming in from under the door frame. They probably didn't hear me as my voice is pretty weak from just waking. However, as I open the door to see what they want, no one is there. I look at my watch, and it's early, 4 a.m. Something feels different. The house seems to be slightly swaying as I can hear the wind outside getting stronger. I rush down the stairs to see what's going on, and my jaw drops at the sight outside. The front yard and streets are flooded. Water is splashing up against the house and causing cars in the neighborhood to float away. My family is out on the slowly drowning driveway, trying to tie floats together. My brother sees me in the doorway and tries to shout, but an enormous clap of thunder drowns out his voice. He waves at me, telling me to join them. I throw on my bright orange raincoat and step out into the rising water. The floodwater reaches midway on my shins, but thankfully, these rain boots keep my feet dry. The rushing water is relentless, causing me to have a hard time walking to them. The rafts they are putting together vary in size. There is one orange raft that is big enough for all of us, and one red pyramid-style raft that is a double-decker. Some people can be on bottom, while others can lay or sit a few feet above them on this red raft. Connected to both these rafts is also one yellow raft that can only hold 3 people at most, as it is a small triangle. A colossal wave pours towards us, and I jump in as fast as I can. I land in the orange raft while my family jumps into the big red raft. The wave slams into us, lifting us high into the sky. The wave covers our 2-story house, destroying it. Just about every house in the neighborhood gets obliterated. Some people were prepared and managed to detach their home successfully, which is quite a sight to see a 2-story house with a garage floating on a massive raft. This massive tsunami pushes us onward and down into the giant ravine nearby. The ravine is vast, spanning a little more than a mile wide with jagged mountains on either side. Everyone who was swept up in this is now traveling through this place. Boats and motorhomes float by us, barely missing our rafts. I try to reach for the raft my family is on, but the waves are too violent for me to get over to them. A loud, blaring sound echoes through my ears. I turn to see what is behind us, and a massive cruise liner is approaching. Thankfully, its wake pushes us off to the right and out of the way. Some people on jet skis shout with joy as they fly by us following the cruise ship. It's not till the people water skiing behind the boat pass us that the water calms down. I can finally sit up safely in my raft now that the waters are calmer. My family slowly pokes their heads out and checks to make sure I am okay. Catching my breath, I wave at them, letting them know I am okay. This is the first time I notice that they are still in their pajamas. Wood and debris from everything that was destroyed floats next to me and all around us. There is so much debris, it looks as if you could walk across to the mountains on the other side. The water that is barely poking through is a dark muddy color with glimpses of dark blue showing through. The snow-covered mountainous walls are high, but they are changing from a rocky red to a shiny glass wall. Advanced-looking metal holds these glass walls in place and has cameras mounted across them. Knowing we are being watched is unnerving. Behind these walls are animals from all over the world. It looks like paradise. Green grass, the brightly shining sun. Animals are roaming around without a care in the world. Carnivores and herbivores are sitting next to one another as friends in a very humanistic way. Yet above us is a dark, ominous cloud still thundering away. As I watch these animals, I see a group of giraffes watching my family and me as they eat. One stomps their hoof on the ground, which seems threatening. But they can't get to us, nor can we get to them. The giraffe does it again, but it starts to run with us this time. Its group follows and runs ahead. They run far enough ahead that I now see what they are trying to tell me. Up ahead is a massive drop-off. The group of giraffes stops just at the edge of the drop-off, where there is no glass. It grabs a long branch off a nearby tree and extends its neck out with the branch in its mouth. They are trying to save us. I watch in terror as the boats and homes go careening over the edge. I turn back towards my family and shout at them, telling them to hop over to my raft so that we can reach the branch and get pulled to safety. They either don't hear me or are ignoring me. I shout again, even louder this time, and still no response. I roll over to the other side of my raft and reach for the branch. It slips past my fingers, only a foot out of reach. I watch the branch go out of view as we tumble over the drop-off. I hold tight as we go weightless. As we fall, I can see loads of debris creep over and follow us down, ready to pile on top of us as we land. The impact on the water isn't as bad as I thought it would be, but we do go underwater, and it's murky and dark. Moments of turbulence pass by before we surface. As we come up for air, water pours out of our raft, slamming me to one side. My family is safe in their raft and seem unharmed. I am fine, but my raft has a tear in it and is slowly sinking. Before my raft entirely goes underwater, I find us floating up to my place of work. The rafts come to a rough stop as they skid across the hill in the parking lot. We hop out, happy to be back safely on land, but are quickly unsettled looking back on the ships that didn't make the fall. The cruise ship is smashed to pieces. Homes are broken in half and sinking. The only other people who have seemed to make it are the ones who were on the jet skis. The water is still slowly rising, so we make our way up the stairs outside the building and enter the 3rd floor. Inside, everything has changed since I've been here. The walls are made of glass, allowing us to see far and high into the building. It now spans 10 stories in height. We can see that there is flat ground up on the 4th floor on the other side of the building, away from this flowing river. My parents split off from my brother and me, deciding to take the elevator to the building's top. They want to see if they can spot anything of safety from up there. We, my brother and I, rush up the stairs and past some of the rooms, bursting out into a brick alleyway. Stepping out into this alleyway, we see the storm seems to have settled, but it is now night once again. Someone is violently coughing around the corner. We step quietly around the corner to see what's going on, only to see a massive, hairy, pink and orange cat with an unnatural number of teeth trying to cough up a hairball. This cat is bigger than both of us. It clutches its stomach with one paw and holds the broken fence with another. With one more big hack, the cat hurls out a man covered in pink slime. The man stumbles out and falls to the ground, dead. I turn to my brother and tell him we need to go another way, that this creature will devour us, sending us into another realm only to spit us out once it has consumed our souls. He looks at me like I'm crazy, but turns and goes in another direction, even if he doesn't believe what I am saying. I tell him to be careful, that this creature usually comes in twos and is known for luring people to their doom. He rolls his eyes and turns back to me asking,
Isn't that something people you work with can make to fool people?
I hesitate and tell him yes, but no one would try to create that thing as it is too dangerous. We round the corner trying to find anyone else who may still be alive, and come upon a pile of boxes and trash. The sound of a cat meowing causes me to freeze in my tracks. A bright blue cat pokes its head out of one of the boxes, and my brother is mesmerized by it. I tell him to back away and that it's a trap, but he ignores my warning and steps towards it. I reach out and grab him by the arm, but I can do nothing as the cat expands its mouth and swallows both of us. As we are swallowed downward, passing rows and rows of sharp teeth, but never touching them as we fall into a deep rainbow void, cars and buildings begin to pass by us until we fall flat and hard on our faces. We are stunned but manage to get up and see that we are back in our house. I push open the bathroom door and step out into our hallway. I turn back to look at my brother, but he is not there. Looking around, it's as if he vanished. I step back into the bathroom and lean against the counter as I clean myself up, wiping the pink slime off me. As I back up, the slime has managed to create glowing blue grooves in the countertop. These grooves slide downward and off onto the floor, heading down the hallway and out the front door. I follow them, and as I step out into the front yard, I am amazed to see no water, just brown, dead, and dried out grass. There is also a man dressed in a golden outfit. He is tall and speaks with confidence, unlike any other. He reaches into his golden robe and pulls out a golden tablet with all kinds of hieroglyphs on them. I take the tablet as he hands it to me, and as I do, he also gives me a golden scepter. His voice booms as he speaks.
Here is the information you seek. This power is not for this world. If you choose to share this information, know you have seen the things to come.
I look upon his face one last time, and he peels back his golden raven mask to show me his face. Sharp teeth smile at me as this blue wolf fades away back into his realm of safety. Thank you for listening to tonight's episode. Please leave a comment and check out our social media on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We would love to hear your thoughts of tonight's episode. I'm your host, Zach Miller, and thanks for listening. Have a good midnight slumber.